and welcome back to the Drivers Room. We're in the Sunday League again today. This is season 3 of round 2, tier 1, group 3 Nissan GTR 1 make race today at Circuit de Saint Croix, be layout. A quick walk through the grid today. In first place today we have Martin B. In second place on the grid we have Alex. Third place today we have Mungino. Fourth place today we have Drsl. And in fifth we have myself, DJ Rice. In sixth place today we have Ferdek. Seventh on the grid we have Muller. Eighth place today we have Mr. Sean. In ninth place we have MJR Mercer. And in 10th place today we have Wilco. 11th on the grid today we have Flapjack. In 12th place we have Bullet. 13th place today we have Daz. 14th place today we have Rocker. And in 15th place today we have Murkoff. Well, that is our grid walk for today. Let's get underway. Here we are then, round 2, tier 1 Drivers Room Sunday League, about to get underway at Circuit de Saint Croix. Just looking at Martin B on pole. Opening round win in season 3, so going into round 2, sticking on pole again. Looks like a really good getaway from Martin in first place. Alex had a good getaway. Drsl looks like he's going to be fighting Mungino for third place going into T1. So Mungino showing fourth on the graphic. He has got the inside of this right hander, and he's going to have the inside of this next corner as well. See if Mungino can hold on to third place here. Drsl just hung around the outside. He's going to have the inside of this left coming up now, and Drsl does make a move into third place. Looks like we've had contact somewhere. Contact in a lot of places. It's absolute carnage. There's 3 or 4 cars spinning round. We'll have to have a quick run through the grid and we'll take a look back further. It's been caught up, Muller's still facing the wrong way at the back there, but Martin in first place, Alex in second, cleanly away now. Drsl up into third after a really good getaway off the line. Myself up into fourth now, Mercer in fifth, closely followed by Bullet in sixth. You've got Merc in seventh, Daz in 8th. Merck's had a good start from the back of the grid up into 7th place now. Rocker in 9th, also starting from 14th, made a few places up in the start there. Flapjack in 10th, excuse me, Mr. Sean 11th, Wilco 12th, Ferdek 13th, Mungino 14th and Muller 15th. So yeah, let's have a quick look back. So just rejoining the action again from the start of the races. We've had an incident in T1 as well. We didn't quite catch on the cameras. You see Flapjack now just taking the inside of T1, has a tiny bit of contact with Mr. Sean there, and I think just getting the power down, loses it completely, swings across the track, Roman Grosjean style, and yeah, thank God for ghosting. I think Mr. Sean getting caught out there a little bit. So just rejoining the action again from Muller's point of view. This is on board, and up ahead you've got Mungino on the right hand side there, the Bridgestone livery. Drsl on the left battling for third and fourth place. So obviously Muller carrying a really good momentum now, and yeah, just come up to his left hander, and there's the deftest of touches just there, and it just sends Mungino into a spin, and I believe that was Ferdek smashing into the back of Muller there as well. But no one to really blame there. I think combination, well, just not enough room on track. I say the slightest of touches, and yes, that sent Mungino into a spin. We're back to this race now as we rejoin Bullet up ahead, going over the bridge now. Looks like he's going to make a move on Mercer for 5th place. So that's 2 top drivers falling right to the back of the grid now, as opened up some opportunities for people further down the grid, as Mercer and Bullet now battling for 5th and 6th. Looks like Bullet's got the job done. Can Mercer hang this round the outside? So just about give each other enough room around there. So, yeah, Mercer done well to keep it out of the wall round the outside of that corner, and regains 5th place. So back to the front of the grid again. We'll just have a look and see the progress Martin is making, and Alex goes really wide there. He might come under pressure from Drsl now. Drsl still in 3rd place. He's got himself up into 4th now after the carnage unfolded ahead. Literally just missing a few cars. Yeah, stroke of luck. And on the back of the fight for 3rd and 2nd at the moment, as Alex has had a scruffy couple of corners by the looks of it. There's the right in the slipstream now. You see that pack behind as well. Bullet leading to Bullet back up into 5th place now. She's got an overtake done on Mercer again somewhere. We're going to T1 for the 2nd time. Mercer right behind now. She's got Merck still in 7th. Same Merck having a really good start. Oh, Bullet runs a bit wide there. Needs to keep that pointing in the right direction. I don't think he has, as he's falling right back. As yeah, that was a shame. That down to 11th, 12th, 13th place now was 5th place going into T1 there, and just ran wide on the exit onto the grass, and yeah, just struggled to get going again. That falls right back down to 13th place now. Mangino in 14th, Muller in 15th, Martin B in 1st place, just crossing the bridge on lap 2. Looks like Alex has got himself back up to speed. Hasn't managed to pull a gap to Drsl yet though. You got myself in 4th, just tagging onto the back of that fight at the moment. Mercer in 5th place now. Merck up to 6th place on lap 2 from the back of the grid. Started in 15th place. Flapjack back up to 7th. It's a good recovery from Flapjack as well after his turn 1 incident, the first lap turn 1 incident. So running in 7th place now, and this was a race I covered in tier 2. I believe it was this race, a very close battle in the midfield throughout, very difficult to follow, and this is shaping up pretty similar. As you've got Rocker just taking a look at Flapjack at the end of the long straight. It's nearly 3 abreast there. And Flapjack doing enough to stay ahead at the moment as we come into the braking zone, and all neat and tidy there. So Daz back up into 9th place now. So Daz had a poor start off the grid. I think he fell back to 14th place at one point, so up to 9th now. Mr. Sean in 10th, so we hit the 4-minute mark. And you've got myself and Drsl side by side now, so as Alex, this could play into Alex's hands now. Myself and Drsl get into a little bit of a battle side by side down the main straight, but Alex is on the left, so I think I've got a little bit of slipstream, a little bit of door rubbing on the entry into turn 1. Both giving each other enough room there. Has Drsl done enough to hold on to 3rd position? So I've got the inside of this left hand. I think I've done enough to move myself into 3rd place there. Scruffy corner there has compromised us both, but should be safe going into this section. Drzl's carrying a bit more speed at the moment, but yeah, not really an overtaking opportunity through there. Best place will be good exit from that right-hander, the entry onto the bridge and overtake into this left-hander coming up. And Drsl does have a look as he moves over to the left-hand side of the track. Again, I think I'm getting a little bit of slipstream from Alex, might well be enough. 3 identical times on the brake, squeeze him a little bit, give each other enough room again. A really good drive in there from the pair, even though it's me for once. It's doing enough to hold on to 3rd place for now, and Drsl in 4th, and it's allowed Alex to get his foot down a little bit, open up the gap to myself and Drsl. And Martin B even more so out in front, going purple on lap 2 with 2:07.0, nearly a second quicker than Alex on the first flying lap of the race. Drsl still right on my gearbox at the moment, a little bit of contact there. So still holding on to that 3rd place. MJR Mercer in a really good 5th place now. He's broken away from this fight behind, and as we flash back to, we've got 3 cars across the track at 3 abreast again, and Mr. Sean up into 6th place. Let's take a look back. So just rejoining the action a little bit further back. I was watching the midfield battle now. Sean was running in 10th place at this point, as we watched Murkoff just running through the difficult S section onto the bridge, and just runs a little bit wide here, and unfortunately you'll see Daz in the background just follows him straight off and gets spun out, catches the wall a bit awkwardly and just kicks the car around. So Daz falling right to the back of the pack, and Merck falling back to 9th, and Wilco taking a look at the end of the bridge and moves up to 9th place. So positions changing all over the place this midfield battle. So at the front you have Rocker now. Let's see what he can do from 6th place in clean air. Mr. Sean up into 7th place now. Flapjack in 8th, Wilco 9th, Merck in 10th, Mungino up into 11th place now. Bullet in 12th, Furtick in 13th, Daz recovering in 14th now after that spin on the bridge, and Muller in 15th. And we've just missed excuse me, sorry, should have stayed with this midfield battle. Just missed Mr. Sean there, moving ahead of Rocker. Rocker losing a bit of pace and losing out to Flapjack as well. So losing a couple of places within a couple of corners there. So Mr. Sean ahead of this pack now, and Flapjack just about ahead of 3 cars behind him. So yeah, 6th place to 10th, I think. Still running very close together at the moment. So Mr. Sean ahead of the pack, Flapjack in 7th, Rocker in 8th, under pressure from his brother now into turn 1. And it's all neat and tidy there, so Rocker holding on to 8th, Murkoff in 9th, Wilco in 10th. Mungino starting to close up to the back of this pack now as well, just to add another car to the mix. And we have missed another overtake somewhere then. So Merck up into 8th place, side by side with Wilco at the moment, as they got to get single file into this part of the track. So Rocker in 7th, Merck back up into 8th place now, Wilco in 9th, Mungino up into 10th place. So Flapjack's had a loss of momentum somewhere, so Wilco going a little bit defensive. Should have done enough there as he just locks up the wheels going into the braking zone there. Bit of a poor exit, and Mungino just puts it up the inside, moves up into 9th place now. So this recovery drive still well on its way up into 9th place, and well in touch with the cars ahead. 3 or 4 cars ahead as these 3 go 3 abreast down the fastest part of the track, that flat out right-hander. Really good bit of driving there. With Flapjack just falling in line to the back. Wilco still doing enough. Oh, there's I think that's Mungino just losing the back end and fishtailing a little bit and catching Wilco there. But no damage done. These 3 cars still battle for what is 9th, 10th and 11th at the moment. Excuse me. So yeah, Wilco 9th, Flapjack in 10th, Mungino 11th. Bullet is in the slipstream of Mungino, yet well within the slipstream, so he should be turning that into a 4-car battle pretty soon. And sorry, just missed that. Is that Flapjack having a look into T1? I think Wilco's done enough to retain his position against Wilco, weathering a lot of pressure at the moment. And that is Flapjack and Mungino taking a look up the inside of that left-hander. Flapjack gets the move done pretty comfortably. Mungino just not close enough in the end. So I think Wilco's just going to retain that position going into the S's again. So Flapjack up into 9th place now, Wilco 10th, Mungino 11th, Bullet in 12th, right on Mungino's gearbox now. Oh, they both nearly have identical accidents there. Huge crash from Mungino, plants it straight into the wall. Bullet nearly does the same thing, just about catches the back end and to hold on to what is now 11th place. We've got Furdick up into 12th now, Daz in 13th, Mungino recovering in 14th, and Muller in 15th. And a crazy race so far, as we just hit the 10-minute mark. Back to our leader, Martin B, 206.9, fastest lap of the race on lap 3. And just over half a tank of fuel. Tyre wear looking pretty good. Pretty similar fuel levels for Alex, 207, so around just under half a second lost to Martin B on that last lap. And pretty similar fuel and tyre wears for Martin and Alex. Myself in 3rd, picking up my personal best on the last lap. Could have probably done with that toe off of Alex for a few more laps, but Alex taking a pit on the 10-minute mark again, so it looks like he may well be opting for another 2-stopper, as he does seem to favour shorter stops on the softer compound, and rather than trying to stretch the life out of the tyre. So we'll see where Alex feeds back into things. In 4th place, had a poor exit out of T1 there as well, so Alex back into 4th place, rejoining the race in 4th place, should I say, behind Drsl. We'll see what sort of pace difference there is between these two guys now, as Alex obviously will be quicker, but we'll see just by how much relatively soon. So yeah, Alex in 4th. MJ Mercer having a really quiet race in 5th, consistent 2:00 9s for the last few laps. Mr. Sean in clean air now as well, just sets his personal best 2:09 flat on the last lap. Similar lap times to Mercer up ahead, so see if he can find another gear and put a bit of pressure on Mercer as the race goes on. Rocker back up into 7th, Merc in 8th, both running close together. So we've got a little bit of field spread in the midfield battle now. There was 5 or 6 cars, 6 to 11th were running close together, and Mr. Sean's managed to disappear down the road a little bit now, as 2 brothers running close together. Flapjack in 9th place, he managed to get away from a couple of battles, has had a few mistakes today, run wide earlier, fell back down the grid. He's back up into 9th place now. Furdick in 10th place, bit of a quiet race for Furdick. I think he got called out, as I say, early on behind Mungino and Muller's incident on the first lap. Yeah, just finding a little bit of pace now, so settling down into the 2:09s. Wilco in 11th. Wilco's pitted, so Wilco might be opting for a 2-stopper here today as well. See how that pans out with the cars up ahead. Bullet running 12th, he hasn't stopped yet, neither has Daz, 12th and 13th. Muller's not stopped yet, he made a place up on Mungino, who has stopped. So yeah, a couple of drivers opting for a 2-stopper today, as we're 2 minutes away from the 15-minute mark now. Martin B just starting another lap, so bang on course for a one-stop strategy today. Yeah, should be pitting right on the halfway point. Myself in 2nd, dropping down to the 2:09s now, as just lost that bit of toe from Alex up ahead, and that is Alex ahead of Drsl. Let's take a look back. So it's looking like Alex has closed pretty much 2 seconds or so up on Drsl on his outlap. See Drsl coming up towards the end of his stint now, just starting to struggle on the worn super softs, and Alex on his outlap on a brand new set of super softs. So it's not got a toe down the straight, but he's got the inside. This will be a pretty comfortable move into T1 by the looks of it. Start at lap 7, so Alex up into 3rd place now. Obviously next man down the road is myself, so just settling into a 2:09 on the last lap, and I'd imagine Alex will be right on my bumper probably before this lap is finished, and yeah, we'll see how Alex feeds into things after Martin's pit. 2:07.9 from Martin last lap. So quick run through the grid again. So Martin B first place, myself in second, Alex in third, having just overtaken Drsl for fourth. MJR Mercer in fifth place now, so 210.5 from Mercer to 9.5 from Mr. Sean behind, so he is closing that gap now on Mercer for fifth place. We'll see how that pans out as the race goes on. Rocker still just ahead of his brother, as these two guys setting around the 209, 2010 mark. Wilco in a bit of clean air now in ninth. We'll see what sort of pace he has got out on the fresh rubber. I think he's just completed his out lap. This will be his first flying lap. Bullet in 10th, as Flapjack's made a pit as well, so running in 11th now. Looking to make a move on Bullet, as he does have a look at the end of the bridge. Don't think he's close enough. Bullet does well to hold on to 10th place there. Really warm racing softs. One of the few drivers to opt for the soft today. So not a lot he can do there, as Flapjack just makes his way up into 10th place. And fresh rubber should pull a gap to the chasing cars behind, but that is Martin B pitting from the lead of the race. Myself in second, peeling off into the pits as well, as Drsl just at the front of the camera there, also pitting from fourth. And Alex just crossing the start finish line, setting his personal best of the race so far. Can't do much more than that, and does take the lead of the race. So powerful undercut here. Obviously does have to stop again, and probably didn't fuel. So just over a quarter of a tank there, Alex. And yeah, Martin B rejoining the race, 3/4 of a tank. And yeah, rejoins it in second place for now. Myself rejoining in third, Mr. Sean going for another lap in fourth place. Drsl rejoining in fifth, so that's an interesting move from Sean. Past the halfway point there, he's looked after his tyres really well, and just opting for track position. But Mercer has pitted from fifth, so rejoins in sixth. See if Mr. Sean pits at the end of the next lap, and what sort of gap there is between Mercer and Drsl. But we'll cut into 7th place now with a staggered strategy. It's caught right up to the back of Mercer now. Does have to stop again, as you see, hasn't taken on a lot of fuel, if any at all. Rocker still holding off Merc behind, and Flapjack starting to close that gap now as he's out on the fresh rubber, and does seem to have a bit of pace when he stays out of trouble. Mangino in 11th place, third and 12th, Daz in 13th, Muller up to 14th, again that driver slightly staggered with pit stops, and Bullet in 15th. I think Bullet will be good to the end now though, so see how that goes. But anyway, lead of the race, Alex is missed another overtake. We've got Drsl ahead of Mr. Sean. Let's take a look back. So yeah, pretty inevitable. Obviously Drsl, a very quick driver out on the fresh super softs now. Probably get the move done at the end of the bridge. Nowhere he can go through here. Mr. Sean just keeping it neat and tidy through the S's. But yeah, it should be a pretty textbook move at the end of the straight. Drsl really wants to get on with it. A couple of flash of the headlights there. So Mr. Sean either yielding or going super defensive. That was a yield. Fair play. And yeah, just no point fighting on the worn softs. Gets a thank you. Drsl carries on. See what Drsl can do now. If he can close the gap up to myself in third place. Looks like I've got around a 2-3 second advantage at the moment. And but yeah, more importantly we see, not more importantly, but more importantly for Sean, see where he feeds out after his pit stop. And so got Mercer in 6th place. Wilco not managing to really trouble Mercer at the moment. He's, Mercer looking pretty solid in the Group 3 Nissan. He's had a pretty strong start to the season, and yeah, he's looking good at the moment for 5th place at least. So it's Mr. Sean 2-minute 10.6. I imagine this lap was pretty compromised as well. It's, and he goes again for another lap, so maybe just wanting to try and get a bit of toe off of Drsl maybe, but yeah, 211.1 on that last lap, and Mercer 209, so yeah, losing 2 seconds there. I think Mercer doing more than enough to reclaim 5th place, but Mr. Sean finally does pit. Imagine he'll probably come out on the super softs and yeah, be a really quick last stint. I think he's leaving himself quite a bit to do. So he goes out for another lap, but looks like we've got Flapjack has managed to dispatch of one of the brothers there, as Flapjack was closing up behind Rocker and Murkoff a little while ago, and now finds himself up to 9th place. The next man down the road is Rocker, and I think both of these guys should be good to the end. Let's be managing tyres more than anything. So Flapjack in 9th, Merc in 10th, Mungino 11th, Furdak in 12th, Muller 13th, Bullet 14th, and Daz in 15th. We didn't see that. That's bad timing. That's yes, Bullet making up a place at the back as Alex goes purple on lap 9, really getting the hammer down now as it's coming up to the 20-minute mark. May well pit at the end of this lap, but obviously carrying a lot of pace at the moment. So we'll see what he does, and Martin behind, we'll see what sort of lap times. Martin says his personal best as well, so responding to the pace up ahead. Obviously has a little bit more tyre management to do than Alex, so yeah, can't afford to burn those tyres out too soon, as Alex does go for another lap now, and down 207.5 from Alex, just under a 207, so half a second gain from Martin on that last lap in 2nd place, and myself in third 207.5, 207.7, just a little bit quicker than Drsl at the moment. Mr. Sean finally pits for 5th place, and Wilco going for his 2nd final pit stop of the race from 6th, and yeah, as I say, Mercer comfortably back up into 5th place now. Mr. Sean should rejoin in 6th, and does. A few seconds behind Mercer now, yeah, and he's out on the super softs, so will be quick. He's got him in his sights, but under 10 minutes of the race left to go now. Has left himself quite a bit to do. We'll see how much he can close that gap up next few laps. Flapjack running in 7th place now, Rocker in 8th, Mangino 9th, Furdak 10th, Murkoff 11th, Wilco 12th, Bullet, oh, graphic going mad there, Wilco 12th, Bullet in 13th, Daz in 14th, yeah, makes a place up on Muller there, as Muller makes his final pit stop of the race as well. So 3-car battle at the back of the pack as Muller moves ahead of Daz. Daz got the inside of this left-hander. Oh, deja vu. No contact there, but yeah, deja vu of the opening lap incident there. So nothing happening. Muller moving up himself up into 14th place. Daz in 15th now. Yeah, back to the lead of this race. Alex 207.5 or so on that last lap, and Martin B setting his personal best. 2nd, 3rd sector there. So obviously putting and keeping the pressure on Alex, but we'll see if he hopefully doesn't take too much life out of those tyres early on, as Alex makes his final pit stop of the race. 10% fuel, so it might be a longish stop here for Alex, as Martin B goes purple. Fastest lap of the race, 206.5 I think. So myself in 2nd, move up to 2nd, because yeah, it was a long stop from Alex. He's got half a tank of fuel now to absolutely cane it for the end of the race. Myself gaining track position for the moment, just over 8 minutes left to go, settling with in the 207s at the moment, and we'll see how quickly Alex can close that gap up to myself. 208.8 from Drsl. He's had a bit of an untidy lap after setting his personal best lap before that. But, yeah, Mercer's still in a very comfortable 5th place. He sets his personal best of the race, so responding to any sort of threat from Mr. Sean. Jumping back forward again, we'll just rejoin Alex now after coming out of the pits towards the end of his outlap. Myself in second place, he's already closed that gap up. Made the most of that fresh rub up, well in my slipstream now, going down the main straight. So I'm just moving it a little bit defensive, just far enough ahead at the moment, not to worry about it too much. But yeah, missing the apex, so to speak, of the first corner, and it's getting a better run. So nowhere to really go at the moment. Gets a good exit out of there. So himself getting a little bit untidy now, under a bit of pressure. Side by side coming up to the S's, and Alex sensibly just slotting back into, say, what is a single file section pretty much, and a good exit on the entrance onto the bridge. I have got the inside though. But this should be a pretty textbook move for Alex. Should be better on the brakes. And yeah, meets the apex. Myself just slotting back into third place now. So we've got Alex up into second place. Does have Martin quite a way ahead now though. And only 5 minutes of this race left to go. See what he can do. But Martin going purple on lap 10 as well, 206.5. Alex's best lap of the race so far. A couple of attempts off of that, but we'll see what he can do in clean air now. After getting held up by myself in the opening of lap 12. Drsl in fourth place. 2:07.5 for myself last lap. 2:08.1, pulling around half a second to Drsl on that last lap. Mercer 2:09.6 on the last lap, after setting his personal best on the lap before, and Mr. Sean setting his personal best on this lap. So I think this was his first flying lap, maybe after pitting. First lap in clean air anyway. But 2:08.1 from Mr. Sean. Did gain a second and a half on Mercer on that last lap. So yeah, he's starting to close that gap with just under 4 minutes left to go now. So flat back up into 7th place after getting the move done on Rocker 3 or 4 laps ago, and Rocker in 8th place, Furtick in 9th. So is Murkoff pitted again? We've got Murkoff down in 11th place now. So Wilco's rounding off the top 10, Furtick up to 9th. So Merck in 11th, just scrapes the wall in the last corner of lap 12. Muller up into 12th now, after obviously that opening lap incident. And Daz in 13th, Bullet in 14th, Mungino in 15th. Bit of air time for Martin B, race leader, and on course for 2 wins in 2 races in season 3. He's yeah, definitely forcing the rest of the drivers' room drivers to up their game a little bit, and definitely got to find another gear. Not only does Martin have a lot of pace, I don't think I've seen him make a mistake yet, like not a single one. Let's see what sort of time. So Alex does set his personal best on the last lap, and a 2:06.9, 2:07.7, so just under a second quicker than Martin B at this stage of the race. But coming towards the end of the race now, this could well be the last lap. I think Martin may well get another lap in after this. A few drivers may well be on their last lap now. So we have a quick run through the grid again. So Martin B first place, Alex in second, myself in third, Drsl in fourth, Mercer in fifth, and Mr. Sean still closing that gap, 208.3 last lap, 209.7 from Mercer. So yeah, around nearly a second and a half again from Mr. Sean. Mercer starting to suffer from a bit of tyre wear now. Yeah, he's going to start. He's obviously going to see that lap delta decreasing on his graphic, but yeah, he's going to have to keep his head for the last couple of minutes of this race. So Mr. Sean 6th, Flapjack in 7th, Rocker in 8th, Furdeck 9th, Wilco 10th, Murkoff 11th, Muller in 12th, Daz in 13th, and Mungino just overtaking Bullet there for 14th place. Bullet down to 15th place now. Daz just managing to get away from that fight. I think Muller might be a little bit out of touch now, as Muller's setting some pretty good lap times himself there, 207.9. Last lap was yeah, 202.10 from Daz. Yeah, just under 20 seconds of this race left to go, and this is looking like this will be Martin B's final lap of the race as well. Very convincing win yet again, as Alex opting for the 2-stopper, and yeah, just I don't think it was that viable today. But yeah, across the line, take a checkered flag, Martin B race winner, congratulations. So 2 wins from 2 races now. Alex coming home in 2nd place. As I say, I don't think that 2-stopper was really viable today, but yeah, see what the rest of the season brings. Myself bringing home a podium, probably pleased with that. Des bringing it home in 4th place, slightly better in his result from round 1, I believe. Mercer holding on to 5th place. So yeah, Mr. Sean has really closed that gap up now, and just coming through the final corner. And Mercer, sorry, I think Mercer has done just enough there. And flash of the lights, Mercer in 5th, Mr. Sean in 6th, there's barely a second between them. Flapjack in 7th, Rocker bringing it home just about in 8th place. Furdeck's closed that gap up to him right at the last minute as well. Rocker in 8th, Furdeck in 9th, Wilco bringing it home in 10th, Murkoff in 11th, just has a little scrape with that wall again. Murkoff in 11th, Muller in 12th, Daz in 13th, Mungino 14th, and Bullet in 15th. That was the Drivers' Room Sunday League Season 3 Round 2 Tier 1. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.